and welcome to TalkRx with Dr. Neha. I am here today with Tom Grunow. Tom owns a construction company, and I was so excited to do this filming because I decided it meant that I get to wear a baseball hat and a jean jacket. So I'm so glad you're here, Tom.
Well, I left my hammer holster out in the truck, but
yeah, I decided, you know what? Who makes up these rules anyway? I'm the one who makes up the rules, and if I want to go a little casual, I get to.
it's fine with me.
I love when they're inside me and I'm trying to get approval outside of me. So, yeah, I'm so glad that you have been thinking about some communication issues. Tell me what's going on.
Well, lots going on, but one of the directions in my life is I'm 63.
Yeah.
I've had a construction company for about 40 years.
Wow.
And when you get in your 60s, it's time to start to figure out what your next episode of your life is going to be. And that sort of brings up that retirement word.
Tell me when you say the word retirement, you turn red, like the whole thing. Like, what does retirement mean to you?
Let me take a deep breath. So you know what I'm supposed to do.
There you go.
Yeah.
And just feel it.
It's an unknown, like change in your life.
So it's change. It's the unknown.
Yeah, and then I've had my business, and I'm going to be handing it off to, 3 great guys that are in their 40s, and they're going to take it on another path.
Wow.
Or they're going to continue down the path. But, it has my name on it. It has my sort of legacy in my life. And so there's that aspect of it.
Yeah, it feels really important.
Yeah.
That even though you might be leaving on a day-to-day basis, it's still attached to who you are and what you've built.
Yeah. And if it starts to go astray in a way that I might not approve, I don't have control anymore. That's one aspect. But the other aspect really is after I'm not working 10-hour days, I have some gaps that I have to try to figure out some.
Just some little gaps, like 10 hours a day. Yeah.
I know I can garden. I know I can play tennis, and I still like to surf. So I can fill, an hour or two there. But, as you start to, move into having more and more time on your hand, I think it's healthy to still have interests and fill up your day with things that are challenging but also fun.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to have you just make a shift here. When you say, and when you retire, so it's going to be, so say it one more time. So when I retire, I'm going to have some time in my day that I need to fill.
Right.
Yeah. So where do you feel that inside you as you're speaking about it? Can you feel physically how your body is responding to the whole?
Oh, yeah. There's this piece of it here.
Right here. And what's happening in the front of your forehead?
Like ideas are just going back and forth, but there's no answers. There's nothing solid of like. I have to come up with ideas and things and places.
You know what I think, Tom? Like, how good are you at the word surrender? How good are you?
Probably not. How do you spell that?
Yeah, right? Because there's this place, right, where as you start to get older, right? So I always think of it like 40, but anyway, you start getting older, and it's almost about letting some things go. It's not letting things go, not because we don't work hard, or I don't work hard, or you aren't working hard, but it's more like there's some part of a natural process that starts to happen, right? Whether it's aging, whether it's any of it. To me, it's like the beginning, the first 50 years of our life are like this whole build up, right? And then there's this part that is this graceful letting go. And that there's joy in that, right? And so I thought...
Is there? Tell me about it.
Could you describe that to me? No, I mean, I think
I know what you mean when you let go of something.
Yeah. Like when you know that something is right, and you kind of start, instead of being afraid of letting go, you start to look toward what is coming. right? So when people say to me, oh, Neha, don't you wish you were 20 again? I think to myself, and I'd have to learn those 2 decades all over again? Like, nope. I know you'd give me maybe youth and more beauty and all of these things that and vigor that comes with it, but I'd also have to learn the lessons that came in those 2 decades.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me that says, you know what, I'll let go of that. And I'll choose the wisdom and the experience that I've got. And I'll honor the woman that I am right now. Right? And so for you, I want to focus for a little bit on surrender. So not surrender, there's different ways that surrender comes in. Like there's like the white flag of surrender when you lose a battle. Okay? I'm not talking about that. That's like giving up. And sometimes it is good to surrender in battle. Okay? But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about something a little bit different. It's more that letting go. But it's actually something bigger than that. It's allowing. Like that you have enough self-trust in yourself and in your people. That you're going to do this. You're going to do it to the best of your ability, like this transition that you're moving through. And you are such an interesting man. I mean, you surf, you garden, you're energetic. And I don't think you're going to have much time, like much of a hard time filling this day up. But I do think that maybe what you'll have a hard time with is allowing the space for that beauty to unfold, right? Because it's control and then it's allowing, right? It's like a little bit of a dance. And so when there's ever too much of one thing, that's when it becomes a weakness. So if you ever find yourself in this process and thinking like it's getting a little too long to be here, it's probably because one of them is taking the reins, right? And so if I could ask you, what is it that retirement would bring into your life? What would it give you?
Time.
Time. And what would you do with that time? What are the beautiful things that you would do in that time?
Well, some of the sports things I mentioned, some of the gardening things that I like to do.
Yeah. You have a lovely wife.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, thank you. I know.
Yeah, she's
I'm
amazing,
very blessed.
right?
Yeah.
And so there's going to be fun, and I mean, one thing she is capital fun, capital F-U-N.
Yeah, that's who could ask for more?
Yeah. And there is a letting go. Right? And so when we talk about letting go, what happens inside you? What is letting go or allowing? Where does that sit?
No, I've done that in the past. I understand that when you let go, you find all of a sudden all this tension that you've been like holding on to, it's just gone, and then it's like, all right, and it's a good feeling. It's you're not carrying around all of that baggage anymore, and it's like, okay. It's a good feeling. But it's sometimes you're just afraid to let go because you just don't know. You don't know. Then you want to listen to that because that is about some sort of intuition telling you that something's not quite ready yet to happen. Listen to that, right? That's different. And so what do you value the most about your company? Give me like 3 or 5 values. What do you value about what you've built? It's reputation.
Okay. It's a solid reputation.
Yeah. I value it because it's a creative process for me, and I love the creative. And then the people. I not only enjoy the people who I work with, but also the people I work for. All the relationships.
Okay, so this is really big then. What needs to transition for you is building another community that feels that connected and enriching in your day.
That's really good stuff, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's very important, yeah.
Because it seems like that's what you'd be giving up. What you'd be giving up is how much you enjoy the people interaction, right?
I had never put my finger on it, but you're right. That's very important to me.
Yeah. And so why would you want to give up the thing that feeds you? It feeds your soul. So looking for what is the community that I want to engage in next? What has passion and meaning to me, right? And is creative.
I've done a lot of wonderful volunteering things too.
Yeah.
So that's opportunity.
And being careful to balance it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Because you don't just go out of work and
flunk
into
retirement. I don't want to do that.
And you know what the beauty is? Yeah. Even if you flunk retirement, you just adjust. Yeah. You trust yourself enough to adjust course. Yeah. Awesome. So what were your takeaways? What were some takeaways for you?
Well, allow things to happen. Don't just sit there and hang on. Control. Yeah. Yeah. And it's liberating, really, when you do let go. And part of the planning thing, I think you just said, you put your finger on, is not just the sports and not just the things I enjoy and not just my wife, but find sources for interaction with other people in the community and
that are meaningful and creative. Because that's creativity, and that people connection was what you love so much about work.
That's really great.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right, for all of you out there, I don't know, do any of you think surrender is a swear word? Because we live in a world that is all about control. And there's really some beauty in learning to surrender, and surrendering in a way that's graceful, surrendering in a way that is not giving up or being the white flag of surrender or failure. Not that at all. It's about gracefully transitioning as the phases of our lives unfold and honoring the process of life. And so I believe that there is a letting go that's graceful and is amazing in surrender, as well as something else which is even more, which is trusting in yourself and allowing. So what is it that you've been holding on to that you can now learn to let go a little and allow? All right, I'd love to hear your comments, and thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
And until next week.